Imagine spending millions of dollars building the most secure, scalable, multi-tenant architecture on AWS. Your microservices respond in milliseconds, your database sharding is a work of art, and your uptime is practically perfect. Now imagine that to the most important new buyers in the world, your software doesn't even exist. It is completely invisible.
It sounds like a tech founder's worst nightmare, but it is the reality for about 80% of software products running on AWS today. We are living through a massive shift in how information is discovered. For decades, we optimized for human eyes scanning Google's 10 blue links. Today, we are optimizing for AI agents using tools like ChatGPT, Claude, and Perplexity. If these agents cannot read, verify, or understand your system, they will not recommend it. You simply disappear from the market.
That is a staggering statistic, 80%, and it points to a fundamental change in the software paradigm itself. We used to talk about software as a service, but now we are moving toward agent as a service.
Precisely. Software as a service was designed for humans interacting with screens. Agent as a service is built for autonomous AI agents, interacting directly with APIs and structured data. In an AWS multi-tenant environment, you might have hundreds of customers sharing resources. But if those resources lack a machine-readable identity, the AI cannot distinguish your product from a competitor. That is where the Citability Score comes in. It is a metric from 0 to 100, pioneered by CitableHub, that measures how ready your software is to be cited and recommended by AI models.
A score from 0 to 100. That makes it tangible. But what actually goes into this score? How does an AI determine if a SaaS product is worth talking about?
It is broken down into 5 core dimensions. The first one is identity. In a crowded AWS ecosystem, an AI agent needs to resolve exactly who you are. The Citability Score rewards systems that use structured metadata, like JSON-LD profiles, to define their product capabilities and organization. Without this, the AI has to guess, and when AI guesses, it hallucinates. It might attribute your features to your competitor or make up things your software cannot actually do.
Right, so instead of letting the AI wander around your website trying to guess what you do, you hand it a structured map of your identity. But what about the actual proof? Anyone can write metadata claiming their software is the best.
That brings us to the second dimension, evidence. AI models are incredibly skeptical of marketing jargon. They do not care if your landing page says you are a revolutionary, AI-powered paradigm shifter. They want hard, ingestible facts. The Citability Score looks for technical documentation, API schemas, GitHub repositories, and functional demos. For an AWS-based SaaS, this means exposing structured data that the AI can pull into its Retrieval Augmented Generation, or RAG, pipeline.
So, if your site says you reduce deployment times by 40%, you need to back that up with a machine-readable file that the AI can reference as a source of truth.
Exactly. And the industry standard emerging for this is a simple text file called llms.txt, placed at the root of your domain. It is essentially a roadmap for AI crawlers, telling them to skip the heavy JavaScript and go straight to the essential technical documentation. Even Google Lighthouse is starting to audit for these files under their new agentic browsing category.
That is fascinating. It is like SEO, but instead of keywords for humans, it is structured architectures for machines. But what about security? In AWS, security is a shared responsibility. How does the Citability Score handle trust?
Trust is the third dimension, and it is crucial. When an AI agent recommends a tool to a user, or worse, integrates that tool into a live workflow, it takes on liability. If the tool is a security risk, the agent fails. The Citability Score evaluates technical trust signals, like verified support URLs, security certifications, and clean domain history. A verified status on CitableHub tells the AI that your SaaS has passed integrity scans and is safe to interact with.
So the AI is actively protecting its own ecosystem by choosing trusted partners. Now, what about speed and updates? Software changes constantly. If I deploy a new feature on AWS today, how does the AI find out?
That is the fourth dimension, freshness. Modern LLMs have an extreme recency bias. If your system has not updated its machine-readable metadata in 90 days, you are 3 times more likely to be ignored by AI search engines. You have to automate your freshness. Every time you push a new deployment on AWS, your Citability Score should reflect that update instantly using protocols like Index Now or automated sitemap pings. CitableHub automates this, ensuring the AI always has the most current version of your product capabilities.
It sounds like we need to treat our documentation and metadata as a continuous integration and continuous deployment pipeline, just like our code.
That is the perfect way to look at it. If you automate your code deployments but manually update your API docs 6 months later, you are failing the freshness test. The final dimension is classification. The AI needs to know exactly which category you belong to. If a user asks for the best CRM for startups hosted on AWS, the AI needs to match that specific context with your optimized tags and target audience. This directly affects your generative query index, which is the likelihood of your product being cited in relevant AI conversations.
This sounds like a massive shift in how we think about marketing and customer acquisition. If traditional search traffic is declining, what does the economic reality look like for a SaaS company that ignores this?
The numbers are eye-opening. Traditional search engine click-through rates are dropping by about 25% annually because users are getting direct answers from AI interfaces. But here is the kicker. Visitors who do click through to your site because they were referred by an AI convert at a rate 4.4 times higher than traditional organic traffic.
4.4 times higher? Why is the conversion rate so high?
Because the AI has already done the heavy lifting. The user did not just click a random link. They asked the AI a highly specific question, and the AI analyzed the options, verified the evidence, and recommended your software as the exact solution. By the time the user lands on your site, they are already pre-qualified. They already trust that you can solve their problem. This dramatically lowers your customer acquisition cost.
So a high citability score is not just a vanity metric. It directly translates to pipeline efficiency and revenue. But technically, how do we bridge this gap? How does an AWS multi-tenant system actually talk to these AI agents in real time?
The technical bridge is the Model Context Protocol, or MCP. Think of it as the USB-C for artificial intelligence, but CitableHub provides an MCP gateway that integrates directly into your AWS infrastructure. Instead of building a custom API connector for Claude, another for OpenAI, and another for Gemini, you implement the MCP gateway once. It exposes your structured data and services in a standardized format that any modern AI agent can query directly from its environment.
That is incredibly elegant. It solves the integration nightmare. Instead of building custom integrations for every new AI model that comes out, you build a single, highly citable identity, and you become instantly compatible with the entire AI agent ecosystem.
Exactly. It levels the playing field. Whether you are a massive enterprise running thousands of microservices on AWS or a small startup with a single tenant database, having that standardized gateway means AI tools like Claude Code or Gemini can interact with your system seamlessly.
It really feels like we are at a crossroads. The transition from human-centric web browsing to agentic workflows is happening faster than most people realize. If you are a founder or an architect listening to this, what is the immediate action plan?
You cannot afford to wait until your organic traffic drops to zero. The first step is to get a baseline. You can go to CitableHub.com and run a free GEO scan. It does not require a sign-up. It will scan your AWS-hosted site and tell you if your robots.txt is blocking the right eye bots, if your metadata is structured correctly, and what your current visibility looks like.
And once they have that baseline, how do they start improving the score?
CitableHub provides a free launch kit when you register. It generates your llms.txt file, your AI plugin manifests, and the exact JSON-LD schemas you need to boost those 5 dimensions of citability. It is a 10-minute setup that can completely change how AI models perceive your software. There are already nearly 600 products using CitableHub to secure their place in AI search results.
It seems clear that the future of software discovery is not about bidding on keywords or writing endless SEO blog posts. The future is about building brand gravity through machine-readable trust, structured evidence, and real-time freshness.
Well said. The future is not searched, it is cited. If your architecture is invisible to the machines making the decisions, you are building in the dark. Making your AWS multi-tenant system machine-readable. Readable is the single most important optimization you can make this year.
A fascinating look at the next evolution of the web. Thank you for walking us through the mechanics of the Citability Score and how we can prepare our systems for the agentic future. To everyone listening, check your visibility, run your scan, and make sure your software speaks the language of the future. Thanks for joining us.
If you enjoyed this, give us a like, share it, and subscribe for more content like this. Welcome to the new era, where your SaaS gets cited and recognized by every AI search engine out there. Join the channel. Thank you. See you at CitableHub.com.